Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. 86,850 for Bitcoin. Can we continue this pump or are we struggling? Let me jump back in here when we get this lights in action. One second, I just want to get this to blast. Can we get a blast on, baby? Can we get a blast? Woo. Okay. Fix my collar over here. There we go. All right. Let me break down BTC like we always do. Have some fun, have a blast, and break it down. I love it. Bitcoin. Can we roll the dice tonight? What's going down? What's that? What's that in the back? What's that? We've got what? Gainitis? Oh. Oh, yeah. I know. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Let's jump on into BTC. Bookmap finally has some red above us all the way up to 91,000. And we know what that means. It likes to go to the closest red. Does that suggest that we could pump? It does. So there's a chance here we could get a big move here up to about 92.5. From there, we'll see what happens. And there's still some down here at 80, 75,000. We still got big red too, though. So we're not out the water yet for a big dump. But we are seeing liquidity to the upside. We didn't see this before. We're seeing a bunch of stop losses. People could get liquidated. A bunch of people that went short have moved themselves, and they probably have been short since 120 or something. And they moved themselves into profit. And some people are late. So you got a bunch of people that are happy with getting hit at 90 liquidated or getting stopped out at about 92,500. So that's starting to build. It's a key area we may want to start focusing on for BTC. Today we talked about this flag breaking out and went sideways. We did get the pump up to about $88,000 BTC, only to crash down quickly as the daily candle kind of came to a close here. And we're going to break it down for you today. So we're going to look at that weekly candle close every single Sunday night. We break down the weekly candle close. We're going to take a look at what's happening for the week ahead with Forex Factory. We're going to see if there's what days matter and what we have to dodge, and or what could happen with liquidity. Just see what we have to. There could be also opportunity as well. There always is, but just we want to make sure we go for the right time. So the first thing I want to do is look at that daily candle close. Very important today. We talked about it possibly being the first tweezer bottom. It was. I'm not a fan of that top though. It's not amazing. And then the second candle, but we did get the bottom, and the pump back to the upside is what you do want to see. You don't want to see it pump too high and come down. So we'll see what happens. It's the beginning of what could be. The 12-hour has been, since we did call this bottom move to the upside, it's been pretty sweet. Remember, we called the S&P and the bottom of Bitcoin. The S&P up now. Futures doing well. Remember the call there for the S&P up $300 and Bitcoin up $400. And we're going to let these go. This is on BTCC. And right now, if you jump on in, there's also they're giving back more than most for the volume you're creating. So jump on in today underneath that Lifer link and, all the way up to 700 million in this Cybertruck. So check it out. And it doesn't mean you're entered in a pool. It means if you hit it, you get it. So that's how it is. Check it out. 1 mil, 100, and all the way up to Vision Pros and stuff like that. So check it out. All the way up until November 30th on BTCC, one of the oldest exchanges in the game from like 2014. Never had an issue, no complaints over there. Trading on weeks today, we have another trade that I opened up. Look at the position history is going very, very well. We've talked about this. We're going to just continue to chip away. This weekend, took 2 trades, one for 270, one for 392. I couldn't believe it, right? I was nice and simple and humble. I woke up this morning up from gains from last night, from when I opened it up. And we took this trade last night on the live stream. So you can see these trades were made like throughout these lives. And then I took profits today inside the trading group. And again, To make $700 in the weekend, I love it. Some people would laugh, say, oh, that's nothing. But to me, it's about consistently adding, right? In 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 now. 12 trades, 8 wins, 4 losses, right? And the wins are now starting to pile up above 3,000, well into the 3,200s, and then the losses are like $400. So we're starting to really crush it here as, you know, this continues to grow. And we're just being very, 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 and I'm showing people how you just have to trade small. Then we went back in here and the loss is like 130 or something for $500. Like we went small ball because we know it was a very risky trade again on the weekend. You see what I mean? Like you don't, you know, and then we go back to our tomorrow night and we'll see where we go. So things are looking up though. It looks like Bitcoin might make a move, and then we never touch the BTCC trade. So as I scalp, I also have this trade open, just doing its thing. And that's the bigger idea, that we could actually catch this massive reversal. Already like how this candle looks when you zoom out from it. That could be a huge green candle. Really, it doesn't look like there's much stopping us to make this move up to 91,000 and into the 92,005. And it's funny how Bookmap is suggesting that we're going to get there too as well. So it's kind of already set up for a bit of a short squeeze. If you don't, you know, even if we're bearish and it ends up being worse, it just looks like we're setting up for a short squeeze. I could be wrong, but I'm sniffing it out, and we do this all the time. It would be nice for the bot. It would be get back above that first order and start to get back into its even and then into the profit there, 102, 103. Okay. Everyone, I love you. I appreciate you. And I want to share the goodness. We have been doing great. And a lot of the trades happen here on the live, but not every single one. All right. I would love to bring you that awesome sauce to everyone watching all the time. And so the way I can do that, all right, which is amazing, is if you go to the live stream today, but right below that live stream, you see right here, there is a link. You hit that link and you fill out the form. What is that form going to do? It's going to give you 24-hour access to the Black Friday sale. So on Thursday, and it's going to give you an added discount. You'll be able to get in, you know, before everybody else by signing this link. You're basically going to get an email with a coupon code that's going to give you access 24 hours and an added discount to my already amazing premium Discord. Very affordable. Jump on it today. So instead of just going to cryptolifer.com, hit this, fill out the form, get the added benefit of being early. All right. Bang, bang. So Bitcoin could also be making the bear flag. So we're going to give you the most bullish and most bearish scenarios here for BTC. And then we're going to look at the probabilities. So right now, the monthly, we could say, okay, as long as we stay above 82,400 here, at this level like 82.5, I'm okay. I'm somewhat okay with that, you know. The second we close a monthly candle below that, you'd have to say that 71,660 is coming, 71.5, right? It's just likely. So that's the first thing I will talk about on the bigger time frame. And then let's take a look at our beautiful weekly close for BTC. We opened at about, well, we opened at 94,261 and 45 cents. The high was 96,043 even. The low was 80,600 even. And the candle closed at 86,830 even. I find that very strange, all the evens. Down $7,431.44. Down 7.88%. Bitcoin to the downside. A nasty red candle, absolutely ending the week. Can we get our first beginning candle to turn green here and get a tweezer bottom back to the upside? One would say there's a chance here because we do have a resistance right there at 86,125, and that's, you know, a possible bounce area. So one idea is that we could V-shape recovery. I mean, 1, 2, 3 fast move down. Usually you get a pretty fast move up. That would put us back at 110, 112,000. And could this become kind of like one of those inverted head and shoulders we've been seeing recently? It has this little high point, but at the end it does make it. Even if that's the case, right? It would take so long. It would be like March by the time we're 135. But hey, it'd be better than nothing, right? We'd be on the way back to the upside. This would be a nice move back up. I could see it happening, right? It could also just continue to implode. I get it. I'm not saying anything's a guarantee. at all. But just one thing. And on the bigger scale, could we make a shoulder ahead and maybe just a right shoulder here? It still breaks you further down, 50, 60K, but takes a little longer to do so. So those are kind of both things that I'm looking at to keep you on your toes and make sure that you're kind of paying attention here. Not falling asleep here. Hey, over there. It's 2 in the morning in Germany. I know. Get over here. So look, are we getting the bounce? 85,000 possible. You know, I like what the 5 days doing, finally getting some love. This candle closes in 2 days and 22 hours. And the 3-day candle just closed. Remember, tonight I said, man, I would like it if that could close above the 200 moving average. Got rejected by it. A very insane, look at that 3-day candle. Just not a healthy looking candle, but it is green. And you could say it's a bullish pin bar of some type. Oh my God, it's so insane though. Ugly, ugly, ugly candle. That's not promising. And then the daily at least had a bullish engulfer. Bounced off. There is a tiny wick there. You would say it's a tweezer bottom. And I mean, there's no real resistance till the daily gets back to about here. And it's just too far from the 21-day moving average. That's the one thing that I keep talking about. So either we make a day. So there's two things in order. We have the twisted sister upside down, just like we do this, right? Either we come back down to the 21 or we go sideways to the 21. Or we just have a massive dump back and we get ourselves that V-shaped recovery. So, like, the cool thing about this is there's really not much that can happen. Either we make a daily bear flag that will really pretty much tell us we're going to dump, or we get a massive candle tomorrow. You know, like tomorrow night, we have a big green candle that closes somewhere at 92.5. If that happens, we're on our way to possibly fulfilling this move to the upside. So we're going to take it one day at a time, but we're definitely going to watch this. And once we start the pump, if we do, kind of straight up when we get this candle, it'll negate at least this bear flag, right? We can knock that out. But if today we mimble wimble and in 2 days we're here, then you got to start thinking we're going to make the bear flag and dump. Now, if we make the bear flag, that is a pretty nasty measured move. It's basically this here. And that takes you down to 71.5. So, and that's the most likely scenarios. We are going to continue to roll over. We're just going to continue to roll over and dump. I mean, that's the most likely scenario. You got to, you know, the trend is not your friend right now if you're a bull. You actually would have to make a high above this high here at 105.8. You see that? You break above here and you close above 105.8. You use that as support here, then you can possibly try to get above here and here, right? And you can go boom, 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 and then boom, 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 and then, you know, a bounce. So, like, there's a lot of resistance here now that has to be fought through. And you got to get through the first level to the second level and to the third, right? So it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a hard road for Bitcoin back to the upside because it created a lot of resistance for itself now. So my strategy is pretty simple. I use the moving averages. Whenever we're too far away from the 21, I know we will stall out or at least come back to it. This is how you know that the end of the dump for now was going to stop because the 21 just got too far away on that daily. Now we got to see how we come back to it. So I threw in a long stop loss below the wick. I'll see what, if you know, I believe here would be a pretty good place to take some profit. Then we'll look for a flag or a right shoulder, and then we can get in again for this leg if we get it. You see what I mean? Like, I believe we take this one step, one leg at a time. If you know what I'm saying, okay? Hey, so that's what we got to do. All right? That's what we got to do. And that's a beautiful, you know, so we could go to the smaller time frames, almost no need anymore. You know, the 4 hour did get back above the 21. That's a good sign. If it hit it and just dumped, right, which it could have definitely done. But now you want to see that flag out. Same thing with the 1 hour. And we did watch this 15-minute today, right? Turn into this flag, and we watched it break out. Came right back down, though. Kind of crazy. Sad business when that happens. And that's your daily, like right there, right? Well, that's 6 o'clock. That's weekend trading for you. That's right when the futures opened, right? Yeah. So right when futures open, 6 o'clock Eastern time, there's always funny business. Always. So yeah, see if this can flag out. You know, again, same idea. You make a right shoulder here, shoulder head, right shoulder dump, or can you kind of get tight? I'm always waiting for that consolidation, the tightness. How tight can you get over here? And then above the 200 moving average. Let's go back to the 15. And yeah, you just got to stay. If the 15-minute loses the 200, it's back to some nonsense. But if we can stay above the 200, the 15-minute can make a nice, so basically I would watch your daily time frame on the bigger for the idea, the projections that I put out. And then I would watch the 15-minute if you really want to know what's going to happen tonight and into tomorrow. If the 15-minute can consolidate, then yeah, we're probably going to pump up to 91,000. If this starts to slip and you see us below that yellow line, I would look for a bear flag, and it tells us we're headed back down to 82, 80K, and then, it was just a sucker's rally there completely. And even if it was a sucker's rally, I'd hope it was more of a sucker's rally than that. You know what I mean? None of this condones the fact that I know anything about where Bitcoin's going. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance, and I say it every single day. Let's say it together. Sam knows nothing but the fact of his own ignorance. Sam doesn't know where Bitcoin's going to go. In the long run, I believe they're going to continue to print money, and I speculate on the idea that something that they will have every 4 years will be better than something they continue to print. That's just a speculation. Maybe I'm wrong. And then we go from there, right? And then, and as far as the Bitcoin prices, I just look at probabilities, and I take the best ones. My probabilities are based on moving averages, price actions and patterns, support or resistance, Fibonacci, and it all comes together, VRVP, and it makes a happy home in my head, and together we kind of look at it every single day. Some of you love it. Most of you love it, and it helps out a lot of people, I guess, because that's what they tell me. So we show up every single day, 7 days a week. Are you taking a look at Ether? Yeah, a man who thinks is a man who's lost. Yeah, if you think about the charts, you're like, I think this, I think that. Yeah, we just got to look and speculate on the probabilities at hand. I always say, what do the charts convey? Not what do we think, but what do the charts convey to our minds? What is the chart saying? How does it speak to us? That fear and greed back at 19 may never see these prices again at 13. Those 80Ks. Those 80Ks, I think it hit 79, some places. But yeah, 13, man. I think it was at 10 and 11. There's usually those chances come and never come back again. But hey, we will see. We were at 84K and we got there again. And that was the last time we were in heavy fear, was back at these prices at 84,000, if you can believe it. So Bitcoin in a nutshell, I think that's pretty spot on. I like what we're seeing there. Descending wedge breaks out. It's only interesting. Sketchy time was almost questionable whether I should touch any trades. I'm not a high risk taker. Tomorrow might be a real, who knows? It feels like it, bet on red or right. I don't know. One day at a time, man. Just use the probability. Sam, if you turn the VRVP on the weekly chart and have the chart calculate from the consolidated 50K, POC is around 67 for BTC. Seems like a probable area for bottom consolidation. Anything can happen. I take it one day at a time. We'll lose the 200 moving averages. Other things will start to show me. We'll lose the 4-day 200 moving average below me. I already know and have plans in place to show you exactly the next few levels if we do drop. So have no fear. Captain Bitcoin is here. Caress the like button, please. Hey. Take it easy with that like button. Don't touch it too much. Hey, no, seriously, no, do the opposite. Yeah. What a time to be alive. Thank you. It's better to stay out of the charts for the holidays. Hey, the holidays. Yeah, this next week will be Thanksgiving week. Today is the, 2 years since my mom passed, man. Yep, 11/23, 1123, of course. I love you, Mom. God bless you. I feel you in my heart and soul every single day. I know you live on through me every single day. And I thank you so much for being an amazing mother. May God bless you forever and ever. And the stars, my mom. I don't cry for crypto. I only cry when I remember my mom. Amen, brother. I love you, man. And then just as I said that, I read that. I feel like you put that out before I even spoke, because it's a 10-second delay. And I read it now, so that's just like... So excellent. I like what I'm seeing here, but it could also collapse. And at any moment, we could just start to dump too. I want you to understand that. It's not all amazing. I'll take a look at the 1 minute just for giggles, and yet it is below the 200 moving average. But it's making a bit of a flag. So the 1 minute's in a flag. A bit of a tight flag here. See if that can get a bit of a pump tonight. 1 minute looks spicy. 15-minute looks okay. The bot in position to get back up to the upside and make some gains. Everything looking good for the week ahead. Let's take a look at Forex Factory and see what we have to battle with as the government is back in action and things are different than they used to be. Okay, so Monday starts up. Nothing crazy. The 24th, pretty simple and easy, right? Tuesday, core PPI, core retail sales, PPI in retail sales, month over month. That's going to hit us hard at 8:30 Tuesday. Get ready for insane volatility. It usually comes in hard with the PPIs. All right, in retail sales too. That will also give us a pretty good look at what's happening with the market. A little bit insight into the rate cuts. Wednesday, 8:30, unemployment claims hit us hard. Bang, bang, bang. Heavy volatility. Core PCE price index, tentative. But at least those unemployment claims coming in, that will be hard. Wednesday at 8:30. Thursday, bank holiday in the U.S. That usually slows down liquidity. Think about it. You can't get loans. You can't get into the market. People can't flow. It's already slow as it is with the Swift system. That's another day to it. Money can't get in. I remember I waited one time for a bank transfer to buy a stock and I couldn't. That slows things down. It is what it is, and that usually makes the whole markets kind of dreary. And then, of course, Friday, and that's going to be Thanksgiving, an American holiday where most people aren't going to be at their computers. Look for low liquidity, low volume. It's going to be a tough day. Even I will, I will stream, but it will be a light stream, and I won't be all over the markets. I'll be with my family hanging out. So there you have it. The week is coming up for Thanksgiving. A lot of people take the week off from Thursday on, Wednesday on. They travel too. A lot of Americans are traveling. It's one of the biggest traveling holidays in America, so it slows things down. And the markets don't usually respond well during these times. Low volume. They sit where they are, or maybe a slow bleed, if anything. So be careful. The week will be different than normal, and we already have to deal with some new. The government. We didn't have to deal with any of this when the government is closed. Now it's back on. PPI, unemployment, right when we get back Tuesday and Wednesday. So it's going to be a crazy road. I expect a bunch of volatility this week, and it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens. So, shout out to Lakochi. Shout out to everybody here. Shout out to all the beautiful people in the live. Thank you for jumping on in and being amazing. Okay, so that's kind of the week ahead. Bitcoin kind of in a bit of a nutshell, waiting inside that flag on the 15. You lose that, we're starting to do some damage. We stay above it. We can kind of begin to keep crawling out of this as we have been for the last couple days. And we get into the volatile night, and the fear kind of bouncing back from the lowest point, saying there could have been somewhat of a bottom there. There's a chance. There is a chance there was a bottom there. I'm leaning I'd say 40% that was the bottom. But there's, I'm definitely starting to lean, but I'm not sold yet. It's looking close. Follow me at CryptoLifer33. Greatly appreciate that. Little dedication to my mom today, just saying hi. And, always posting, always doing, showing you guys what's going down, having a blast, and just grinding. Love you all. I appreciate it. Hope you're having a blast. Anyway. Wow. Viral out there. So, yeah, it's been a beautiful day to be alive, and I appreciate it. Let's take a look. Are there any altcoins that are doing some damage? Anything kind of popping our way here? We'll look at a fast way to do that. We'll look at bubbles. We'll look here at the last hour. So this Canton CC keeps kind of coming up in the radar a couple times now. Numerous times it's been the one with volume moving. Everything else kind of flat. Not a lot of craziness. Bitcoin Cash, a little bit of love here. Aster, did it stay above a buck? It did. Despite all the ups and downs, Aster pretty strong if you think about it. Hyperliquid, really, I couldn't hold it anymore. So smart that I got rid of that. I don't know if you remember. I got in at 34, 32. Held it all the way to 50 a few times. Got out finally with some gains at 49 or something. 46, and then just was sick of watching it dwindle around. Now it's down to 32. Smart move to can that thing. And then Chainlink at 12. Solana holding 131, which is strong. I still hold Solana. I DCA'd back into Sol. We'll see where that goes. Yeah, the only thing I really will hold is Sol. I can't even leave Ondo back at 47. Just horrible. Everything just down, down, down. Even the safe coins, quote unquote, the bigger market caps that weren't even volatile, Ondo was all right. It doesn't matter. Even Arrow, look at the 67. So altcoins getting beat down. And then people also in and out of Zcash. That's just kind of flooding people and banging them out. So it's been a tough market, man. And the one coins are up and down. People are late to. Yeah. You can literally trade Sol and Bitcoin in the same exact. Oh, yeah. No, Sol will watch. Yeah. The bigger coins will follow Bitcoin. Yeah. Bitcoin looks bearish. Might dump to 84,000. Anything can happen. My mom passed a year ago. I'm so sorry to hear that. God bless you, brother. And thank you for gifting memberships to people. And we got a, are you bullish or bearish? 52% are bullish. 48% are bearish. 646 votes. Thank you so much for the votes. That shows awesome retention. Shows people care about the channel. And that'll just raise the viewership. See, we're up at 900. That's going to rip to 1,000 people. You guys keep voting and hitting that like button. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So, yeah, I wouldn't go crazy in altcoins. Like, I still have bags of altcoins. I want to let you know what I'm doing. Right now, if you're new to the channel, you're watching, what is this guy doing? And again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as such. I'm just going to kind of let you in on my reality show, my TV show, my reality. This is what I do. I trade every single day of my life, almost. Some days I take a day off, but only if I do, I still stream. Sam, is it possible you can share your opinion about Bulgaria house price index? Is it a good time to sell right now? I've never heard of that. Yeah. And I would never tell you what to do with your money. So I don't know. Yeah. ISO 20 messaging system went live yesterday. Yeah. It's kind of, whatever. I have no idea, so I didn't vote. Yeah. We will close in the second week, closely be below the 50 EMA. Yep. Arrow, Sol, Ondo. Only else I have at Heath. Yeah. Yeah, and again, if Bitcoin goes lower, every altcoin will go lower. And kind of, this looks like a bear flag. I wouldn't be surprised if we do dump right down. You can see it would be the length of this whole pole, really. Funny, it's white. But it would take you right down there. 75,000 on the bear flag. That's your most bearish scenario, and it could play out. If we do lose, look, you can kind of see how it might even make a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder, and just take us down. So I'm always watching. I'm never going to sit here and think it's always one way. The more you're like, I have no idea what's going to happen every time. I'm just going to trade with probabilities. That's how I built the P&L. Like, how do you build a P&L like I did? How do you do this? How do you lose 4 out of 12 trades and make sure you win like 3,500 and only lose $400? Take home $3,000 from it's like everyone else is getting wrecked. I'm walking away with $3,000. How? How do I walk away with $3,000? When most people aren't, lose their shirts? Because I'm disciplined. I'm taking small wins. And when I lose, I'm cutting. I have an idea. If the idea is not right, I cut it off. When it looks nice, I go hard. Right? And the businesses don't even have to be that big, which is amazing. They don't even have to be that big. You just got to execute at the right time. And look, some short. Look, my big one was the short there. Long. Look at a couple shorts here too. Short, long. I'm shorting and longing. It's not just one way. So you got to be open-minded. And not every day is going to, you trade like every day's the last day. I do it too sometimes. You're trading and you feel like that's the last day you'll ever trade again. Like you get in that mode. It's not, but you know what I mean? For the moment, you feel just like every decision you make depends on like every single moment that day. As if you're never going to trade again. And it's like, you got to take a deep breath and be like, no, today is just one day. I look at it like baseball, man. If every time you trade, say like I'm up to bat, they play 180 games in baseball. It's a lot of games. If the guy put every single thing on every single at bat, you put a lot of pressure. Every day you go up, you want to win. I get it. Because the wins multiply and they turn into a yearly P&L. But the idea is to put all the pressure and say it has to be the biggest one ever. Like the guy says, I'm going to hit 5 home runs today. You know what I mean? If every day you think you're going to hit 5 home runs, but what if you just say, hey, if I can hit a double, I'll be happy. You might just hit a couple more home runs because you have the right mindset, right? The guy that just has that mindset, it's just, a single, a double, as long as I don't get out and I help the team win, that's all that matters. Same thing, like look at your portfolio like the team, and every day you're one of the batters. Every day you're one of the different batters on the team. And all you got to do is do something better than not lose the money. You know what I mean? Just don't get out. Sometimes you only hit a single. You might even not get it right, but you might mitigate it and make it a very small loss, like the ones I did. Just make it a real small loss. Hey, you end the day down $100. Hey, you know how great that is compared to most people that got liquidated? And yeah, it's not about comparing yourself to everyone, but you do have to see you're in a position where 95% of people are just going to continue to lose. They can't put a P&L together like I just showed you. They're not disciplined enough. That took years and years of me to stay disciplined, especially in this market when most people are bugging out on putting together a nice, clean, because I'm realizing, I can still make my my 3 to 5, 6,000 a week, maybe even more, 10,000, whatever, I can still put together a positive week. And it's all about trading and teaching ourselves that we can trade no matter what. Like, I want to teach my brain that I can do this. That P&L teaches me I can do this. I hang that up. I look at that. I want to print that out and be like, yes. 75% win rate. Small losses, bigger wins. Dominating the game. 12 trades, 4 losses, right? 75%. If you're winning 8 out of 12 trades, that's three quarters. So shout out to everyone that's pushing themselves. Shout out to all the beautiful lifers that show up every day. You guys keep me honest too, because I know every single day I got to go live, and I gotta put up or shut up, and I appreciate that. You guys and gals make me hard. Gratitude. Arrow's been beat down again and again. We're still up 120 cents from when Sam found it. I know, but that's just like crazy though. I appreciate that, but man. My best day was October 10th. Wow, man, it's crazy that you took advantage of that day. Good for you. It's insanity. So that's kind of where I stand. It's all about this 200 moving average on the 15 if you're coming on in, or if you just watched already and you want me to sum it up again. All right. And then we want to see if the daily could do damage and not turn this into a bear flag and actually get a bounce back to the upside here. And you can see the next area we would have some resistances like 92, 95, right about there. And then you can 96,000. So Bookmap showing us some love, but right now we are struggling. The trade I opened up is down $20. Oh no. But it does look like it's kind of dipping. Doesn't look too good. We'll see. I'll let the night play out though. I don't want to go too hard. S&P still okay, struggling a little bit now. Let's take a look at the S&P futures. And I'm looking for them to reverse here to the upside. I like that. That's okay. I'd like to see a little red here and then the boom. At least back to the resistance 67. We could even make a huge candle up to about 67.64. Some big announcement comes tomorrow, so I'm long on the S&P. I'm long on Bitcoin on my BTCC account. We'll see where that goes to as well. And I'm going to keep those open overnight. I open them Friday, and I'm going to let them rock all weekend long, baby. Yeah. If you want a bot that could trade for you, take advantage of the volatility that you may be crippling yourself, go to Minotaur Trading. All right, hit the link here and find out more at the Minotaur Trading System. I run an automated bot that runs for me. I love it. It's awesome. Right now, it's battling the markets while I am asleep, and it's doing damage. If that sounds cool to you, hit that link, schedule a call, hit right there, and find out more. All right. So here we are. Crypto Fear and Greed Index. Let's take a look at the total market cap in all of cryptocurrency and see where we stand there. Total is the entire market cap in all of crypto. It's going to kind of give us an idea of where we could be going, what's happening. We pulled a fib recently, right? From this impulse to that. You can see we did wick down pretty close to the 786. We're approaching back into that 0.65 and, the golden pocket. And some can say, you know what? There could be a bounce here back to the upside. And even if it is another, like a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder, like a bigger idea, I could still see a move up there. And we're very oversold. Curving back to the upside. RSI is lower than it's been, all the way back to where it was here and here. Both bounces. So there's a chance. And we didn't lose that 4-day 200 moving average. I guess that could be our last saving grace here for Bitcoin and the entire market. So could we get a bounce? We are hanging. Again, there's a chance we make the bear flag, and if we make the bear flag, it'll be sayonara senorita like. But you either need a V-shaped recovery, or we'd have to all bow to the fact that that's making a bear flag, and we're going lower. But hey, even if it is making a bear flag, let's take advantage of at least this sideways pump to the upside. So it looks like we're going to get some type of pump, even if it's a fake one, right? Bro, there's some serious bows too, yeah. Yeah, there is more probability and less resistance going up, I'm telling you. Thanks, bro. I appreciate you telling me. If you hadn't done the research on Canton, it might be worth your time. Big partnerships of the charts. Isn't the greatest, but it will be a major player in RWA. Now, let's take a look at that CC. The Canton Network here on Mexay. On Mexay. I mean, it came out and just absolutely dumb. But look, that's an Adam and Eve double bottom. Very interesting, right? You see this? Doesn't mean it's going to play out for sure, but I've watched these many times. I don't, none of this, it doesn't matter to me too. I just want to make that very clear. But I'd like to just watch to see if that plays out just for curiosity. To me, too risky. I'm not into alts right now. But hey, you never know. It's interesting to watch to see if the Adam and Eve plays out. I just like to speculate on even just watching the probability. To me is fun. See, if you fall in love with this just like I do, then you're going to fall in love with the other side, which is, learning how to, find a beautiful model that you can trust over time. Okay, yeah. Thank you for that. Let's kind of move on, though. But that's Canton CC. Yeah. Well, it's already got a $2.9 billion market cap. Crazy, right? Circulating supply has 3.5 billion. It says max supply is infinite. I don't like that stuff. It's a layer 1 smart contract with configurable privacy and control solving for public network adoption of RWAs and TradFi. Use a 2-tier consensus mechanism allowing for unlimited horizontal scalable of the network while maintaining full smart contract interoperability. Sounds like a great idea. You know what I mean? There's so many the problem with blockchain, man, is they can just say anything nowadays that no one can verify because they can say they're working on it or it's about to happen or the algorithm's just being tweaked. And there's so many ways to cover up the idea that it's just never going to happen. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that's the case with them. It's just, you know what I mean? It opens up the door to so many gray areas when you're looking at this stuff. Let's take a look at the ZBEC network. The ZBEC. The ZBEC network. Whatever happened to ZBEC over here? Look at that. Same cup and handle as we just looked at. Interesting, right? Wow, ZBEC was in that beautiful consolidation. It hung out harder than most. It did better than most. Seems like it's almost making an Adam and Eve double bottom there. You see that? Looks like it could be in for a rough ride, but eventually it may break out. I don't own any of this. It'll be cool to see what happens. But again, it's hard to speculate on alts right now while Bitcoin is, because no one wants to find out what an alt's going to do while Bitcoin's floundering around. Until Bitcoin shows us strength, gets above a key area, breaks through like a 91 area, everyone's going to be, no one's going to want, and some will bounce. Don't get me wrong. Some people will take advantage. But they're the people that are like heavily watching the market. This is what they do. They trade alts all day long. Just be very careful. I need to see it back above that 200 moving average, above the daily, and But hey, it looks like it could eventually make its way on out over time. You'll want to see it never break back below that 002 level, though. That's going to be a bottom for me. Now, Canton Network, ZBEC. Use ZBECans. Let's take a look at Zcash and see what's happening to Zcash. Remember that 3-day chart did suggest to short it back to the 21-day moving average up here, and it did a nice dump. Came back up pretty strong, but to me, that's just pulling people in. You really want to see that 3-day come back to the 21. The 3-day comes, because when you have bearish div, it's almost like 99% you're going to come back to the 2-day, the moving average of, the 21 of that time that you had the bearish divergence on. Some say, no, there's a strong daily pull here, and you'll see this thing bounce. I mean, there's a chance with the excitement and the movement here, it could get an overflow. But to me, it's like then I can't look at it until it's like 6:30 because that's the tightness. It's not about the price. It's about where the price is on the chart to me. It could still get that possible move, but I mean, you'd like... I'd still be watching that 3-day chart. So to me, it's sketchy. Gotta watch it a little more. It could consolidate, and there's a chance. Very high risk buy right now if that's the idea for somebody. For me, it doesn't fit my risk tolerance at the present moment in time. A lot of people want to know what's up with XRP. They think, the ETFs are going live. ISO 222. It's all going to happen finally for XRP. This is it. It does show signs of a bounce. And if Bitcoin could bounce, we've got ourselves an inverted head and shoulder here. Just like Bitcoin. And this is what the whole world is looking for here. And then just even if we consolidate back to the top, which might even just, but hey, there could be a nice leg all the way back up to 370, 380. Let's look for this inverted head and shoulder. I like this oversold stochastic curving back to the upside with the RSI, MACD turning, lack of bearish momentum in the MACD. You see, it's like very small hill of red there. That's what you're looking for. This is what I teach on my class the last Saturday of every month. If you want to jump on it today, hit that QR code. I do, 1 hour for $300. That's $150 for 3.5 hours. Jump on it today to get the knowledge and the education that'll blow your mind. Bitcoin bumping 86,800, getting the bounce. We're back to green again, baby. And I wouldn't stress the crazy price action tomorrow. We're going to wake up. I'm going to make sense of it. And we're going to hit it. We're going to hit the books hard. Mike Novogratz said we bottomed out. I love that, man. Now, he's cool, though. He was, some people will probably, when I say this, some people get the wrong idea. But, like other people look at Michael Jordan. And when I was at work sitting there, I envisioned myself in a suit coming out, getting out of like a Maybach, like a company Maybach or something. Getting brought to talk at some big event. Like Mike Novogratz. No, I just wanted to become a known trader in the game. Like my career is just getting started as a trader. And I there's going to be some awesome things we do in the future. But man, they sold a bunch at 110, 120. Remember they sold 80,000 Bitcoin or something at the perfect time. 86,900 for Bitcoin. Novogratz coming out strong. Can we get back above that 200 moving average for BTC? Hope for XRP with a bounce. The market looking somewhat hopeful. Look at the daily candle getting ready for a possible bigger move here. That thing could just absolutely start to skyrocket. I long the S&P and Bitcoin, both doing some damage here on the morning as we head into the end of London session. Be happy with what you have while you pursue all that you desire. Or what is it? No, London session will open at about, they're 5 hours ahead of us. Yeah, so they open in like 3 hours, right? Yeah. Anticipate 89. Very nice pimp scalp. Hey, I'm long. We'll see what happens. I've been able to nail these a lot. I nailed these local bottoms. Never say it's the exact bottom, but we nailed the local bottom a lot here on the channel. Let's see if we can do it again. You can feel the energy. You can feel the beat. You can feel the momentum. Shout out to my traders who went long and liked this big green candle pumping in the face of the bears. In face of the bears. Down with the bears. No. Anything can happen, right? The second I say that, the whole thing. No, right. And we'll see what happens. Don't get overly bullish here too, Let's always say that it could go either way and stay open-minded. Anything is possible here for Bitcoin. Anything. I never want to get like, oh yeah, one day, one moment, one step at a time. Let's see, man. I'm liking what I'm seeing on the daily so far. That dip to the downside is what you want to see because you can then get the recovery back to the upside. And this candle, you can see it would have to be a massive candle tomorrow. Like if someone can't see this and they're going short and they can't see how fast this will just... Because whenever I've seen a candle move that fast, I've seen us eat it right 80% of the time. You're going right back to the upside. I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but man... That thing looks likely we'll be sitting somewhere at 91,008, maybe even by tomorrow morning. This could pump all night. I wouldn't be surprised, man, if Bitcoin goes on a massive tear tonight. I'd be very, I would not, you know. Hey, you heard it here first. Let's see what happens, though. You never know. Again, if you want to jump on into the trading group where we don't take days off, I'm pushing it every single day. I'm giving you a video update in the morning, a video update at night, and just I'm able to get through to so many people and stop them from, you know, these horrible trading habits that are just tearing them up emotionally, mentally, and hurting them, you know. And we can get you on the right track. Believe it in yourself. Staying confident. Go to the link below my videos. All right. Go to this link right here, and it takes you to an awesome form that you can fill out. And that will send you to my 24-hour advance to my Black Friday event and just give you an awesome discount on top of the already awesome discount. Just do it. You'll love it. Just do it, baby. Do it, baby. No. But I just want to make sure everyone gets it at the least expensive, the most affordable premium Discord in the game. If this is tomorrow opens 88K, we'll have a new CME gap. Hey, here we go with the CMEs. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I see for BTC. And this kind of, you know, couples in with what we did earlier today on the channel. Shout out to anyone that kind of watched this go from Friday night to Saturday morning to Saturday night to now. And we navigated the market absolutely beautifully. The whole week since last Tuesday has been a dream. If you've been taking any of my calls and going with me on the market, we've been amazingly accurate. I pray we can continue to do so. It's been an awesome, right? It's what I do for a living. I'd like to continue to have this amazing accuracy and continue to hit. But remember, it's going to be a tough week. We already kind of got ourselves ready for the week ahead. And remember, there's going to be a lot coming our way. So one step at a time, one day at a time, one moment at a time. And together, my community and with, you know, you guys are always holding me down. I really appreciate it. I really, really do. Without each and every one of you, I don't know how I would hit it as much as I do every single day. But I know there's going to be my whole community waiting. 900 beautiful souls here on the live stream. Imagine if we were hanging out like in a park right now, 900 deep. Or we had rented out like a space somewhere at 900 deep, right? And we were going over the market together. So, I mean, it would be an amazing experience. So thank you, everyone that's here. I never take it lightly. I thank God. Thank you, dear Lord, for my channel. God, thank you for every single moment you've given me out here in the public eye. Help me continue to do the right thing and use my influence for good. 87,250 Bitcoin getting the pump. Like things just turned in a second. Look at that. Like it's just like woof. Right? 87,250 for Bitcoin. And you can see it's going for this red. It's taking out this liquidity, and then it's going to want to go to 92.5. That's the next stop up there on Bookmap. You can see, what is this? It's a heat map order book. I do get a commission if you hit the link below and find out more about it. I think it's amazing. And if you want to trade where we trade, in the pinned comment here, we have amazing links. Sign up to Weeks, sign up to BTCC or MEXC today. I was trading on Weeks all weekend long, having an absolute blast. And just doing damage. I can't guarantee you'll have a P&L like mine. But, you know, just keep going and keep pushing yourselves. And, you know, you can see things change over time. It's about educating yourself, and it's about believing in yourself. You can, you will, you are the best. You've got this 87,400 Bitcoin getting a massive push to the upside. That daily candle. Honestly, to me, let me show you something here. To me, it's about that daily candle. It has really taken this whole market by storm. People that, you know, I've seen this before where, you know, they're too focused on all the other time frames, but you get the daily that's the one, man. Look, that thing looks like it's going to just start going. And I'm telling you right now, this could pump all night. And it's going to get, because it has to come back. Look at the stochastics curving back to the 21. It all makes sense. It did it here, but it was more stretched here. And again, like I told you, it doesn't mean it's the bottom. Like we could come up and just dump again, but at least it's the beginning of what could be. All right. Crypto Life are always the best streams for real. Crypto info. Love all that you do for us. God bless you and your family. The Greek Jelly, man, I love you, bro. And I love every one of you that supports me. It's real out here. I understand God made each and every one of you as special and beautiful people, and you all come to the stream. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. At every moment that someone's here actually typing something in, I'm blessed. So anyway, I'm long for BTC. I'm long S&P. Look at that trade now at 557. No joke. Let's go. BTCC, the oldest exchange in the game. Can't stop, won't stop. And we got so much planned with BTCC this year of 2026. Look out. You're going to see this exchange take over the market. You're going to be like, what? I remember when Sam said, oh my goodness. Because I know when something's hot, bro, before it's hot. Looks like they're just grabbing liquidity to the upside and then swing it back down. Anything could happen. Fake pump. Not confirming, Sammy. Sorry. I know. See, these people are funny. Everyone will say that when it pumps. Just take it one step at a time, everybody. Look at the liquidity above us. Bookmap suggesting we do get to 92.5. Right. So one step at a time, everyone. And remember, everyone's going to say a bunch of stuff. Don't listen to everyone. Listen to the charts. I'm going to leave you with all that. I've gone over as much as I can tonight. If I keep going over, I think I could just I think it's so sweet and nice the way I set the stage tonight for the trading. Everyone, I love you. I appreciate you. I'll be back. 4 streams this weekend. We did it again. I don't know how we do it, but we did it again. 87,500 Bitcoin getting strong. And people are in denial right now of this pump as they get annihilated because they're getting closer to their stop loss on their shorts. And they're like, this isn't real. I told you, 87,600 Bitcoin pumping hard. Look at this. As I try to get off the stream, the charts pull me back in every single time. I can't stop, won't stop. Look at that. 87,550 strong move on the daily for Bitcoin. Let's go. It would only be right. This thing could stretch all the way up. It's got to. It's the only way, baby. You see, there's like one way or there's no way. So, someone know it's pumping, Sam, as you're leaving. Don't go now. I know, right? 87,600 for Bitcoin. Doing Dimanche cheese out here. And look how strong that it's a short squeeze here on Bookmap. You can see it going for the red. And I told you, man, we like to go to the red. It's going to eat 88,000. It's coming for 88K. From there, we'll see what happens. That might hit a spin of liquidity. Then the liquidation start. And then just like we steamroll down, we streamroll up. Told you, remember, even Tom Lee said it was a 2-week thing. And 2 weeks is out. We're going to start the reversal. Doing damage, baby. 87,750 Bitcoin ripping, just like we told you. 87,8, 87,850. And there is that short squeeze to the upside, doing damage. That trade on BTC absolutely ripping up $639. The trade on week starting to do damage here. Another win we add to the stream. And I just like adding to these wins, baby. Everyone thinks every single trade has to be the big kahuna. I just want to not lose every day, baby. And then if you look back on the end of the week, you're like, dang, I got some more money than I had before. Yeah, I'm watching CoinGlass. It looks like the more liquidity to the bottom. That's why I think it's going to be a bump. Yeah. You thinking again. Silly rabbit. He's thinking again, kids. Wow, nice move there. Looks like the S&P could follow. Let's go, baby. Let's go. BTC. When's that next 12-hour candle close? 9 hours and 52 minutes. Make sure this one's a hot one. 87,700 for Bitcoin. 15-minute back in action. Remember how we kind of talked about this? You want to watch for this to happen here now. When it starts to dump, everyone will say it's a pump and dump. You get it? They'll just watch the price. They won't be watching structure. Watch price action. Don't watch price. If that makes any sense to you. We're back, baby. I don't know. Fix it to cash out my longs. Hey, do what you got to do, bro. What exchange you use to trade? Weeks, BTC and MEXC. Also like BitTNX. It's been a good winner. Wow, 87,750. The liquidity continued to pump up to 88,000 here for Bitcoin. Getting excitable. I'm watching gold staying over 4K. Good for Bitcoin. Yeah. We want to see the DXY slump a little bit there too as well. Let's take a look at that DXY for a split second. There we go. Get below the 200s there. I don't know. It's consolidating a little too nice. See that? Above the 200 and a flag. That looks bullish. But hey, it could pump with Bitcoin. But it's not my favorite thing to be seeing. 87,800 for BTC as well. Still hanging in there. Bitcoin. I would expect it to slow down here and start to kind of hang out and start to consolidate again after that nice bump. But look at that, 86.5 all the way up to 87,000, 88K basically. A nice $1,500 pump in the last half an hour for Bitcoin. Ooh-wee. You see. And there we up now, $600 in the Friday afternoon position. Sticking with it all weekend long. And dang, I mean, it's an unrealized gain. If I include all that, it's almost like I made like, $1,200, $1,300 this weekend. And I don't expect to make anything on these slow weekends before Thanksgiving. That's amazing. I mean, underwater's ball, dub, yeah. Anyway, I got to jump on out of here, everyone. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Thank you so much for 100,000 subscribers. Appreciate it. It means a lot to me. And many, many more plaques coming our way. God bless everybody here. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the next one. Remember, the secret to success? It's getting started. And you just got to start. I started somewhere. Look where I am today. So just keep going. And remember, push yourself. So many people are doing nothing that all you got to do is start doing something. And you're going to excel to the top so fast you won't believe it. I love you all. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the flip side.